Hey there, sometimes the simplest sentences have the biggest secrets. Today, we're going to crack one wide open, one you've probably said a million times without a second thought.
All right, so let's get right to it. Take a look at this sentence. The concert is at 7 p.m. Seems super simple, right? But what exactly is that last part, at 7 p.m.? I mean, what's its job? Believe it or not, this is something grammarians have actually argued about. Is it what we call a complement, something essential to the sentence? Or is it just an adverbial, a phrase that just tells us when something happens?
Okay, so first, let's tackle the argument for it being a complement. And honestly, this side of the debate is all about gut feeling. It's about our intuition, that little voice in your head that tells you when a sentence just works. I mean, just think about it. If I walked up to you and said, the concert is, and then just stopped talking, you'd be waiting for the rest, right? It feels totally incomplete, like a cliffhanger. It's that phrase, at 7 p.m., that finishes the idea. It feels absolutely necessary, doesn't it? And here's a great way to think about it. Take the sentence, the party is over. In that case, over is definitely a complement. It's describing the state of the party. So the logic here is that at 7 p.m. is doing the exact same job for the concert. It's describing its state, just its state in time. All right, but what about the other side of the coin? Let's look at the case for at 7 p.m. being an adverbial. Now, this argument isn't about gut feelings. This is all about the old school by-the-book grammar rules. So, according to traditional grammar, a complement has a super specific job description. It has to do one of two things. Either describe the subject's identity, like in she is a teacher, where she and a teacher are the same thing, or describe a quality, like she is kind. That's it. Identity or quality. No other options. So if you take those strict rules and apply them to our sentence, well, at 7 p.m. just doesn't make the cut. A concert is not literally the same thing as 7 p.m., so that's a no on identity. And at 7 p.m. isn't a quality of the concert, like it being loud or awesome. So it doesn't fit. So how do the traditionalists solve this? Well, they come up with a clever little workaround. They say, okay, in this sentence, the verb is doesn't really mean equals. It's more like a stand-in for occurs or takes place. And if you think about it like that, the concert occurs at 7 p.m., then poof, problem solved. At 7 p.m. is now just a simple adverb telling you when. Okay, so we're stuck, right? Our gut feeling says it's a complement, but the old grammar books say it has to be an adverbial. It's a real puzzle. But this is where modern linguistics comes to the rescue, with a solution that, honestly, just makes so much sense. And the answer is this amazing term, the adverbial complement. It's a perfect name, isn't it? It basically says, hey, why can't it be both? It acknowledges that this one little phrase is pulling double duty, and it just solves the whole debate in 2 words. So, the way modern grammar looks at this is with something called the SVA structure. That's subject, verb, adverbial. Pretty simple. But the key here is that the A, the adverbial part, is seen as a special kind of adverbial. It's one that's absolutely crucial for the sentence to make sense. And that's why the name adverbial complement is just so good. Think about it. It's an adverbial because, yeah, it's telling you about time. But it's also a complement because, like we figured out at the beginning, you can't just leave it out. The sentence falls apart without it. It really is the best of both worlds. So, okay, great. Grammar theory is fun and all, but what's the practical takeaway? How should you think about this when you come across it? Let's break it down into something simple you can actually use. All right, picture this. You're taking a grammar quiz. Here's your cheat sheet. If the phrase after is describes who or what something is, its identity or a quality, that's your classic clear-cut complement. Easy. But if it's describing a time or a place and the sentence feels totally broken without it, like in the meeting is at 2 or I am at home, then you've got yourself an adverbial complement. And that brings us right back to the beginning, back to your gut feeling, that instinct you had that at 7 p.m. was describing the concert's state in time. Well, guess what? You were right. That's a totally natural and, frankly, a really smart way to understand how our language works. So next time you say something like that, you can feel pretty good knowing your brain was onto something all along. Which, of course, makes you wonder what other secrets are hiding in the simple sentences we use every single day.